Now, I've done a few elk cleaning videos in the past, but I have never done a 427-inch bull and the ultimate heavy monster, as the industry would call a troll, big old massive bull. So today I'm going to clean these two elk on film. We've already skinned them. One is going to get mounted life size. The other is going to be a standard shoulder mount. So what I'm doing here, this process is essentially just letting somebody look at it for a little bit of time before it gets cut off and put on a head. I've been soaking them because they've been without the hide for a couple days and they started turning yellow. Take a look at the footage there. But now that they've soaked, they've kind of leached out some of that oil, and we're gonna get right to boiling. Thank you so much for watching.
If you've got yellow or dry skulls, if they've sat out for any amount of time and they look plaque yellow, opaque, not bright white, soak them until they're hydrated and it looks white on the outside. On these two bulls, it was just 24 hours. Now that tissue is fleshy and white and it's ready to go into the boil. Here it is, the best tip you're gonna get when it comes to boiling any antlered animal. Wrap the base of the antler all the way up the brow, the bay, the G1, whatever you want to say. Anything that would potentially go underwater, make sure you wrap it very tightly with shrink wrap, then give it a wrap with electrical tape to kind of cinch everything down. And where that electrical tape terminates, I like to throw a zip tie on it. Triple redundant. The whole idea here is that all the color on that antler, all that beautiful color, is just dirt and sap and dust and stain from wood. You can wash it right off, and especially if you're boiling. So we want to retain that original color. We don't want to recolor. So I wrap this up so the water can go above it, and then I do all my washing, and then when I cut that off, all I have to do is just spray real close around the pedicle or the base of that antler, and it's beautiful and there's zero touch up. I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit so I don't lose you. So if you're doing the skull work, essentially a European mount on a great big antlered animal like this, that's wicked top heavy, you want to be able to place the back of those antlers somewhere so it doesn't flip itself out of the pot if you're doing the boil method like what we're doing here. So I found this pot. I have a video coming of just my process. It's not a how to clean skulls, it's just my process. Everything from drains and pots and boiling and everything. It's coming. I'm just filtering questions and making a film. So this pot I got in New Mexico. I love it because it's flared at the top. So I put that elk down in there, and then I wedge those antlers up on my rolling bench there so it's good and secure. Then just fill it up. I use a little bit of pink soap and bring that bad boy to a boil. Oh yeah, and make sure you feel around the outside of the pot so the flames aren't coming up and licking the outside of the antler. You don't want to burn somebody's trophy. I'm looking for the skin on top of the nose to split. That's when I'm gonna start power washing. All right, y'all, from here, it's all busy work. Take your power washer, whatever power washer you got or can get your hands on, and you wanna spray into every hole and every orifice. Anywhere there's meat or tissue, make it go away. Let's get to washing. I'm gonna breeze over this because it didn't turn out real well on film, but I'm gonna stick a screwdriver right in that elk's ear canal and pop out his auditory bull. Then I take a drill bit and I wallow that hole out to make it nice and clean and to free up the brain liner. You can see how clean that hole is right there. Then I take a pair of long forceps, I grab the brain liner, and I twist and pull. With those elk 90% clean, I got most of everything off of there. I clean up my new pot. I use a Scotch-Brite pad and some Dawn dish soap, and I get all the yuck off the inside of that pot. Then I simply put the elk back in its original position, propped up on my bench. I'm going to add 2 gallons of Mrs. K's peroxide. This peroxide you're looking at here, it's still the most confusing part of this whole deal. What you want is a high concentration of liquid peroxide. In this case, this is 12%. I think you can buy it all the way to 27%. Anything in that range will work. I like to dilute it some and then bring that peroxide mix to a boil. You have to use your judgment. The older the animal, the hotter the mix. The younger the animal, the less you need. So I'm going to bring it to a boil and then pull it out and wash off anything that was left. While it's whitening and degreasing, it's going to take any excess tissue that's on that skull and it's going to turn it like a gelatinous yellow, and it will just blow right off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, this is the piece that if we ever meet, you can thank me in person for. I stumbled on this by complete accident, but I've been preaching it for years and years and years. Look how beautiful that color is. And yes, I went below the pedicle, so there was tissue up underneath there, but it doesn't matter. It's been sweating and steaming in there. When you hit that with the power washer, it's going to be gin clear. It's beautiful. This is the answer to not recoloring. It's so good. It's worth the extra 10 minutes and the little bit of expense in materials. Any antlered animal, wrap them just like this. Right about here, I run out of SD card and it stops. So I'm going to pick up this elk, show you what it looks like fresh out of the boil, all cleaned up, and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, last step. Everything is dusty dry, white and brown. We're just gonna put a little coat of Mop and Glow on it. It's a regular old flooring Mop and Glow. Just brush it in everywhere. Just gonna seal up that bone. Give it a little hint of sheen. It's gonna be beautiful. Remember, these elk are all gonna get just cut right off. That skull's just gonna go right in the trash. But for the year, however long it takes to tan it, the sportsman can enjoy it on his wall. All right, this is the end of our elk Euro video. I think number 3. Look at this bull. It's crazy that this bull is, like I said, 426 inches. Lots of extras. The mass is what you can't tell on this bull because he's just so long and so beautiful. But his mass measurement right here is over 14 inches right there. Is that incredible? And then this bull over here, which is pretty much like my favorite bull of all time, just because he's so, you know, he broke his kind of regressed fifth here. He's going way downhill. But this bull's almost 20 pounds heavier than that one. Actual weight, not just horn weight. Still got a 13-inch base. With these tip forward force. If you're at all interested in watching the hunt, Tuesday the hunt will go up online. It's very long. It's more like a movie. I would just encourage you to stick in there and watch the whole thing because I don't know where to cut it. I love it. And anyways, that wasn't there will probably think it's a little bit slow, but I don't care. I'm here to tell the story and I want it to be done right. So thank you, like always, for watching. If you're curious what's going on with us and why sometimes it goes quiet on YouTube, it's because we're out hunting, out filming, out doing something. So if you'd like to stay current, check out the Instagram, WHITEBONE Creations. Mr. Beans' Instagram, The Magical Fruit. Get it? Because Mr. Beans, okay. Hey, can you say goodbye? Goodbye. Sit. Sit. I trained him. Sit. 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 Look right there. Hey. Right there. Goodbye. I love you. Thank you for watching. Yep. Trained. Beans.